Good afternoon, everyone. For today, we will be presenting the experiences, literary pieces, sculptural works, achievements, and women of Rizal. First, let's talk about the education of Rizal at Ateneo Municipal. Experiences of Rizal. Scholastic triumphs at Ateneo de Manila from 1872 to 1877 under the supervision of the Spanish Jesuits. Jesuits were considered the best educators of Spain. Entrance examination at Ateneo. Christian doctrine, reading, writing, grammar, and elementary arithmetic. The Jesuitical system of instruction was considered more advanced than of other colleges in that epoch as a way of organizing the class. Ateneo adopted the division of students used in ancient Greece. Students in a class were grouped into two empires, Roman Empire and Carthaginian Empire. Roman Empire was composed of students staying inside Ateneo, which is internos. Carthaginian Empire consisted of students outside the campus, which is externos. Rizal was belonged to Carthaginian Empire. Rizal almost did not make it to the Ateneo. Why? Because he was late for registration and looked too frail for the rigors of Jesuit education. Through the intercession of Manuel Jerez, a nephew of Father Jose Burgos, one of the three martyred priests known collectively as Gomburza, Rizal was finally accepted into the Ateneo. Rizal was discriminated against by his classmates and professors, mainly because he had only a little knowledge about Spain, and also the fact that he was from Calamba, Laguna. Since Rizal almost did not make it to the Ateneo because he was late for registration and looked too frail for the rigors of Jesuit education, that added up to the situation. From the first days, Jose learned to systematize his work. He fixed a program of what he had to do in the 24 hours of the day, and did not in the least deviate from it. Thus, he disciplined his will and subjected it to the commands of his reason. He learned about the real value of education in a person's life, and of course, to be strong despite all the people who were trying to pull him down. He was the brightest pupil in the whole class, and he was awarded a prize, a religious prize. Rizal took private lessons in Santa Isabel College during noon recesses to improve his Spanish language, paying 3 pesos for those extra lessons. He also experienced and went through Hispanization, which made him a kind of better in Spanish than using his own language, Filipino. Second year in Ateneo. At the end of the school year, Rizal received excellent grades in all subjects and a gold medal. Rizal once said, "I owe a great deal to the Jesuit order, almost everything that I am." He was able to regain his lost leadership emperor. He repented of his attitude for neglecting his studies the previous year because he was offended by the teacher's remark. He was able to regain his lost leadership by studying harder. Rizal received excellent grades in all subjects and a gold medal. Rizal grades remain excellent in all subjects, but he won only one medal in Latin, gold medal in Latin. He failed to win a medal in Spanish, but got one for Latin, although his grades remain excellent, but were not as good as the previous years. Fourth year in Ateneo from 1874 to 1875. June 16, 1875, Rizal became an interno in the Ateneo. Rizal topped all his classmates in all subjects and won 5 medals at the end of the school term. Became an interno on June 16, 1875. He got the highest recognition in class and won 5 medals. Last year of Rizal in Ateneo. June 18, 1877. Rizal, the most brilliant Atenean of his time, and was truly the pride of the Jesuits. Graduate with highest honor. March 23, 1877, Rizal, 16 years old. Received from his alma mater, Ateneo Municipal, the degree of Bachelor of Arts with highest honors. Most brilliant Athenian of his time and the pride of Jesuits. Rizal finished his last year in Ateneo in a blaze of glory. He was truly the pride of the Jesuit priests, successfully graduated and received the degree of Bachelor Arts with highest honors. Extracurricular activities in Ateneo. He was an active member, later secretary of Marian Congregation, a religious society. He was accepted because of his academic brilliance and devotion to Our Lady of Immaculate Conception, the college patroness. He is also a member of the Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy Natural Science. He studied painting under Agustin Saez, a famous painter, and sculpture under Romualdo de Jesus. He continued his physical training under his sports-minded Tio Manuel. He was a emperor inside the classroom and campus leader outside. Member the Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy of Natural Science. These academies were exclusive to the gifted students of Ateneo only. Continued to write poetry, devoted his spare time in fine arts. Studied painting under the famous Spanish painter Agustin Saez, studied sculpture under Romualdo de Jesus. He developed his weak body by engaging gymnastics and fencing.
Now let's proceed to literary pieces of Jose Rizal. The poems written by Jose Rizal were Mi Primera Inspiration. This poem was dedicated to Rizal's mother, and through education, our mother receives light. The poem is all about intimate alliance between religion and good education to the child and to the Virgin Mary. Sculptural works of Jose Rizal. He carved an image of the Virgin Mary on a piece of batikuling, Philippine hardwood, with pocket knife. The Jesuits' fathers were amazed. Father Leonard requested him to carve for him an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. He intended to take the image with him in Spain but forgot to do so. So the Ateneo boarders placed it on the door of their dormitory, and it plays a significant part in Rizal's last hours at Fort Santiago. This was the sculpture of the Virgin Mary and Sacred Heart of Jesus. His events, awards, and achievements. Each empire had its rank, emperor as the best student, tribune, decurion, centurion, and standard as bearer. Students fought for positions with 3 mistakes. Opponent's position could lose his position. Rizal's first year at Ateneo. He became the emperor at the end of the month. Being a newcomer and knowing little Spanish, Rizal was placed at the bottom of the class, occupying the bottom of the class, occupying the end of the line among the Carthaginians. He progressed rapidly and became the emperor at the end of the month. He was the brightest in the class and was awarded a religious picture. Rizal placed second at the end of the year, although all his grades were marked excellent or sobresaliente. He received gold medal for winning first prize in painting. Rizal's second year in Ateneo. He was able to regain his lost leadership emperor. He repented of his attitude for neglecting his studies the previous year because he was offended by the teacher's remark. He was able to regain his lost leadership by studying harder. Rizal received excellent grades in all subjects and a gold medal. Third year in Ateneo, he won a gold medal in Latin. He failed to win a medal in Spanish but got one for Latin, although his grades remained excellent but were not as good as the previous years. Fourth year in Ateneo. He became an interno on June 16, 1875, and he got the highest recognition in class and won 5 medals. His last year in Ateneo. Most brilliant Atenean of his time and the pride of Jesuits. Rizal finished his last year in Ateneo in a blaze of glory, and he was truly the pride of the Jesuit priest. He successfully graduated and received the degree of Bachelor of Arts with highest honors. He was an emperor inside the classroom and campus leader outside. He was also the member of the Academy of Spanish Literature and the Academy of Natural Sciences. These academies were exclusive for the gifted students of Ateneo only. He continued to write poetry and devoted his spare time in fine arts. He studied painting under the famous Spanish painter Agustin Saez, and he also studied sculpture under Romualdo de Jesus. He also developed his weak body by engaging in gymnastics and fencing. The Woman of Rizal. Segunda Katikbak was born to Norberto Calao Katikbak and Donna Justa Metrasolis. Segunda Katikbak was known as Jose Rizal's first love. Rizal was only a young boy of 16 when he first fell in love, and it was Segunda Katikbak, a girl from Lipa, Batangas. While studying at Colegio de la Concordia in Santa Ana, her classmate Donna Olympia Rizal invited her to a party where she met Jose Smitten Rizal. Showered her with lots of flowers, poems, and sketches. While doing a pencil sketch of Segunda, he says, "From time to time, she looked at me and I blushed." Why Rizal and Katikbak did not end up together? Unfortunately, Segunda was already engaged to be married to her townmate, Manuel Luz. And although Rizal had gotten hints of the lady's affection for him, he timidly decided to back away and did not propose. Years later, Segunda returned to Lipa and wed her betrothed, leaving a frustrated Rizal to the mercy of his nostalgic memories. Rizal said, Rizal said while recording his first romance 3 years later, ended at an early hour my first love. My virgin heart will always mourn the reckless step it took on the flower decked abyss. My illusion will return, yes, but indifferent, uncertain, ready for the first betrayal on the path of love. That is all for our reporting. Thank you for listening.